Welcoming all of you, dear doctors. We will start the meeting in a short time. Hello and good evening, everyone. Dr. Preeta, can we go on?
Am I audible?
Yes, Doctor. Yes.
Good evening to all of you on this National Doctors' Day. On behalf of IHMA Pathanamthitta district, I welcome all of you for the Doctors' Day program. National Doctors' Day highlights the contribution of doctors to the society. We, as homeopaths, can proudly vouch that we cure patients and make a lot of difference in their lives. IHMA Pathanamthitta district has the presence of national and state leaders amongst us to grace this occasion, and we are extremely proud of it. Now, going on to a brief introduction of IHMA, it's a pioneer organization of elite qualified homeopaths of India with its presence all over the length and breadth of the country. IHMA has been relentless in its efforts to upbring the quality of Indian homeopathy and its practitioners. The main objectives of IHMA are to improve the quality of homeopathic medical practice and medical education, to maintain the honor and dignity and to uphold the interest of the profession of homeopathic practice, and to promote cooperation amongst the members, to stand for and to facilitate the integrated medical research in homeopathy, to promote and advance homeopathic system of medicine and the allied sciences, and thereby to improve public health. To achieve the above-mentioned goal, IHMA conducts regular CMEs for doctors, medical camps, and leadership training camps for doctors. It has three main subsidiaries: Homeopathic Medical Panorama, a tri-monthly journal; IHMA School of Homeopathy for coaching for competitive examinations; IHRC, that is the IHMA Research Wing for conducting research and publications. On behalf of IHMA Pathanamthitta, I now call upon Dr. Sunilam Thomas for the welcome address.
Hello, am I audible? Am I audible?
Yes, Doctor.
A very good evening to all doctors, dear doctors. A wonderful day. We have all been privileged to come together as part of IHMA Pathanamthitta district seminar. A very good evening to all. We are proud to be doctors, especially we are proud to be homeopathic doctors. We are proud to be members of IHMA family too. The whole world is crippled from the aftermath of COVID and the side effects of vaccinations. The whole world is confused and perplexed as to where to go for a relief. Here is our best opportunity to highlight the efficacy of homeopathy to the ailing society. For this, we have to have one voice to declare the truth to the whole world. IHMA, the only national organization of homeopathy, should take the initiative to unite all the different organizations to fight for the cause of homeopathy. Forgetting the differences, let's all stand united to accomplish this mission of a physician as envisaged by our master Hanuman. I strongly believe that our national and state leaders have the vision and capabilities to accomplish the mission entrusted by our master. Today, we are fortunate to have our national and state leaders on the dais for our first CME of IHMA Pathanamthitta district this year. I'm extremely privileged to welcome all the distinguished guests for today's seminar. Dr. Roshan Harold Pinto, the National President of IHMA, the enigmatic leader from Mangalore, also part and parcel of Kerala, as he did his post-graduation from GHMC, Calicut. Indeed, we are privileged to have you, sir, for today's meeting, today's seminar, and we welcome you on behalf of IHMA Pathanamthitta district. Dr. Suresh Babu, the National Secretary of IHMA. I am indeed privileged to be his senior in GHMC Trivandrum. A very able leader, even in his college days. He has been part and parcel of the state leadership and now taking the reins of the national leadership. I welcome you, Dr. Suresh Babu, to this auspicious occasion. Welcome you. Dr. Shaji Kuti, the state president of IHMA, my colleague in GHMC Trivandrum, a very close friend of mine with powerful ideas when he was even in his studies. He had a leadership quality within him. His some specialty is he comes in times of crisis. Very often leadership is thrust upon him and he is a best person in crisis management. A leader who is very practical in his thinking and simple in his lifestyle. Dr. Shaji Kuti, we welcome you to this seminar today. Dr. Krishna Kumar
Thank you.
is part and parcel of IHMA Pathanamthitta in its formative days, and every single event, we get the support and ideas from Dr. Krishna Kumar. I'm proud because he is the state IHMA secretary, and I think definitely the qualities that he has to lead IHMA into higher realms. And Doctor, we welcome you to this auspicious meeting, seminar. We welcome you, Dr. Krishna Kumar. Today's faculty for the seminar is Dr. Nebupu Matthew, very important person in our IHMA Pathanamthitta district. He is a very enigmatic leader and taking a lot of classes. We welcome you, Dr. Nebupi Matthew, for today's seminar. Cutting short, I welcome you, every delegate who is part and parcel today, who is part of this meeting. We welcome you to this IHMA seminar of Pathanamthitta district. Thank you very much for this opportunity. Jai Homeopathy.
The doctor, please unmute your mic. Your mic is muted. Sorry to disturb.
Sorry. Thank you, Dr. Sunil M. Thomas, for doing the honors. And Dr. Sunil M. Thomas is the president of IHMA Pathanamthitta. Now, we are moving on to the introduction of the distinguished dignitaries, and I call upon Dr. Tasneem for doing it. Over to Dr. Tasneem.
Thank you very much, Dr. Prida. A warm good evening to one and all present here. First of all, I thank all of you to take participation in this webinar. Actually, this is a very special one because it is this time for this year, it is the first time all the national leaders and the state diocese leaders are welcomed in a level. So I'm extremely happy and extremely proud to announce that IHMA Pathanamthitta had an opportunity to have all the leaders together. So first of all, I welcome our national president of IHMA 2022-23, Dr. Roshan Herald Pinro, who is hailing from Mangalore. Dr. Completed his undergraduation from Father Mullah's Homeopathic Medical College, Mangalore, and then had his post-graduation from GHMC Calicut. He is one of the sought-after faculties in homeopathy and loved by his students and colleagues alike. Presently working as principal of Alva's Homeopathic Medical College, Mangalore, and his wife, Dr. Gigi, is also a professor in Organon of Medicine in the same college. Dr. Gigi is also from Kerala, so we are proud to have you here, sir. He is also an active member of Lions Club Mangalore at present and is holding the position of district chairperson in charge of sports. I welcome you, doctor, to have a few words in response here. Dr. Roshan, please.
Thank you for the introduction. Very warm greeting for all of you, dear IHMA friends. First of all, to everyone, I am wishing you happy Doctor's Day. This is a nice opportunity for the people to celebrate like this. Today is a National Doctor's Day. As we all know, doctors, the profession people talk about is next to God and so on. With that much reverence, that much importance we are having in the profession. And after all, being homeopaths, we know that what care we give to people. But same time, we too are also having our own problems. For that purpose, we require a association that is called Strong Association IHMA. And today, Pathanamthitta chapter under the leadership of Dr. Sunil Thomas has organized this good event on an auspicious day. I thank him and his team and all Pathanamthitta doctors to have this type of celebration on this day. I think I'll not go more into any talks regarding this. I just, by forcefully, this IHMA National Presidency is given to me. And along with that, I have a support from all the people, especially from Kerala, and our dynamic, Dr. Suresh Babu and Dr. Saji is a pillars where they have seen all good and bad about IHMA in Kerala and other places. And our Dr. Shaji Kutti, who is since long associated, definitely, I am sure that. And that Dr. Krishna Kumar, who always fights for the cause. So with this leadership and with all the support from all the people, we can take our association as well as all the issues regarding the homeopathy to a better and greater heights. So only humble request that all of us together, we can do something. So requesting everyone's support so that we can together we can do something to upliftment of homeopathy through IHMA. I think I will end up my short speech here, thanking every members of Pathanamthitta giving us this opportunity. Thank you and wishing you all success for the seminar as well as the future endeavors. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Doctor, for your enchanting words. Thank you for your presence. Now I would like to take this opportunity to invite Dr. Suresh Babuji, who is the General Secretary, National level of IHMA 22-23. He is one of the senior members of IHMA. Dr. Suresh Babu belongs to the 6th batch of Trivandrum Homeopathic Medical College. He had held senior post in IHMA as that of General Secretary and State President, and was a most active part of IHMA Kerala, and also was part of the national dais in the previous years. He was National Secretary in charge of memberships 2 times and was immediate secretary too. Presently, he is settled in Valanjeri, Malappuram, and married to Mrs. Rakhi. I would like to invite you to have a few words, Dr. Suresh.
Good evening, all. Respected National President, Dr. Roshan Pinto, our State President, Dr. Shajikuti, General Secretary, Dr. Krishna Kumar, and all other respectable persons joined here. First of all, let me congratulate Team IHMA Pathanamthitta for organizing this program on National Doctors' Day, and my hearty wishes to all of you. In every year, since 1991, July 1st has been observed as the Doctors' Day to acknowledge and recognize the efforts and services of doctors. Being the part of the society, we are bound to hold some extra responsibilities apart from our profession. We have to find some extra time for our extra professional activities, and I request you all to utilize the platform of IHMA for this purpose. Always be a part of IHMA, and let's march together for a better future of our career and our fraternity. I express my sincere gratitude to all of you for inviting me to this program. Thank you. Wish you all a wonderful learning experience with Dr. Nabu, one of our star faculties. Okay, thank you.
Thank you very much, Doctor, for your encouraging words. Now we are moving on to the state dais. Next, I would like to welcome Dr. Shajikuti, State President, IHMA Kerala. He had completed his BHMS from Trivandrum Homeopathic Medical College in the year 1990, one of the first batches of GHMC Trivandrum. Dr. Shajikuti was the mastermind behind our official journal, Homeopathic Medical Panorama, and he has one of the pioneers of IHMA Kerala who has witnessed the birth and promotion of the tri-monthly journal, Homeopathic Medical Panorama. He started a journey with the HMB along with Dr. Shishir as per the directions from the then State Committee of KHMGA, which was a forerunner of the now IHME. Thus, Dr. Shajikuti was one of the first editor of our journal, which was just a single folded sheet to begin with. Also, he was the last General Secretary of KHMGA before it was renamed as IHME. His wife is also Dr. Shija, and he has 2 daughters, Dr. Gauri, MD after BHMS itself, and Sedhu Lakshmi to her internship. I take this opportunity to welcome you to the stage. Doctor, have a few words.
Yeah, thank you, Tasneem. My gratitude to National President Dr. Pinto, Secretary Dr. Suresh Babu, and my dear friend Dr. Krishna Kumar, also Sunilam Thomas, and all the august audience who are present in this seminar. Actually, Pathanamthitta is a very close to my heart because I worked at Sidathod for around 4 years, which is one of the remotest place in. So I know Pathanamthitta to a certain extent. Regarding today's specialty, today it is Doctor's Day. We very earnestly we remember our duties and our responsibilities to the society. And on this auspicious day, I wish to extend my sincere thankfulness to all of the doctors present here, and hope through IHMA we can fulfill to the expected level of performance. Actually, our land is very popular for many of the good doctors, even in the Middle East or in US or everywhere. Doctors from India, especially from Kerala, are reputed for their commitment and performance and experience, or whatever we say. Homeopathy is the link which connects all of us, and to offer the best of homeopathy is a very real heavy task for us. So IHMA always uplift the most admirable level of service, and that is what the culture we build up through IHMA. For the last around 30 years, we were different from other organizations because we had that quality of standard. And for the beginners also, the principles of homeopathy has to be highlighted to its most vibrant colors. That is the job which is being showered to us. May all of us give the best services, the best treatment, the best advices, and the best way of life to the people who are around us. And IHMA will be the best platform for all of us to convey that also. I remember Dr. Nebu, my dear friend Sunilam Thomas, and many of the doctors from Pathanamthitta. All of them were different from others in both the character and the commitment also. On this occasion, I wish to pray with you to the Almighty. Let us we are able to serve the humanity more earnestly and more sincerely. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Doctor, for your in-depth words. I am moving on to Dr. Krishna Kumar Chembangulam, who is the State General Secretary, IHMA Kerala. He has been fondly called by his friends as KK. Doctor is an alumni of ANSS Homeopathic Medical College, Kottayam, in second batch. He has started his journey with IHMA in the chapter level and held many posts like chapter president, Kottayam district, vice president, district president, etc. And always been an active member in the IHMA. He is also socially active in Vicemen's Club Kottayam and was district governor of Vicemen's Kottayam, married to Mrs. Suma. And his younger child is also doing internship after BHMS. So we are proud to have you here, sir, and welcome you to have the keynote address.
Thank you, Doctor. Respected National President Roshan Pindo, respected National Secretary General Suresh Babu, respected State President Dr. Shaji Kutti, and dear leaders of IHMA Pathanamthitta, and dear doctors. First of all, I like to wish a very happy Doctors' Day, because today is, in every year, we will remember July 1st as Doctors' Day, because we are serving for the humanity, for the sufferings of human beings are our, we will give support to the diseases and helping people to jump out of the disease and go to a harmonious life. So all of you know that Homeo fraternity is facing so many problems in recent times. The first is public health bill. I think now almost all doctors are aware of this public health bill. It is a bill designed, formulated, combined older Travancore Cochin medical bill and form a new bill by the government of Kerala in 2018. The primary bill was introduced in 2018, and in 2021 February, this bill was signed by our honest governor, and it is released as ordinance. So in 2021 February, it come into act. And the main defect or main faults or what the eyes doctors are facing, they don't know what is happening in the recent past years. Only in 2022, the eyes doctors are aware that a medical bill is coming, and this medical bill is very disastrous to our doctors. Means they are degrading our eyes doctors by by this public health bill. So it is a do or die fight for our association, and we will plan for different levels of agitation against this public health bill. Because it is too late, we know, but we have to fight. In a democratic country, everything will be attained by fighting. So we are planning different levels of agitation. The first agitation is based on propaganda to make this popular, this public health bill to the common people of Kerala. Because health is under the concurrent list, so the state government can decide what in their own will. In the national level, the central government is planning another law, but state government can make their own laws because health is under concurrent list. Means health is under the jurisdiction means of the state government. They can plan their own laws. So we are approaching MLAs, and also now the bill is under the select committee priority. They are considering the bill, and after 2 more sittings, the bill is come to law. So we are planning to submit memorandum while the sitting is now coming in the Ernakulam and Trivandrum area. Already in Calicut, we have submitted our memorandum. And we are personally seeing the MLAs and the select committee MLAs and also the other MLAs of ruling party as well as opposition party. And also we are planning a common platform agitation with the Ayush department, means Ayurveda, Unani, Siddha, Yoga. And I have personally contacted the General Secretary of Ayurveda, one Mr. Dr. Ajit from Kannur. And also another association, Ayurveda Hospital Management Association. They have so many associations. They have a AMA is a Ayurveda Medical Association, then Ayurveda Hospital Management Association. I have talked to him, one Mr. Unnikrishnan, and he also extended their hands to form a joint platform and form a joint fight. In the first step, tomorrow at Trivandrum, they have planned a meeting regarding this public health bill in Trivandrum, and our representative Dr. Shaji Kuti and also our Vice President Dr. Rajit Kumar will attend the meeting. I think Minister Shivanguti will inaugurate the meeting, and it is a common platform for Ayush doctors. And we are also planning in every district such type of common platform to express our grievances regarding this public health bill. And also tomorrow we are calling state working committee to discuss the matter in detail. And that is the scenario regarding this public health bill. Another law is also coming, that is from National Medical Commission. And the bill is planning, the National Medical Commission, we know that now the National Homeopathy Commission is there, National Ayurveda Commission is there. And if a doctor is graduated BHMS, after his graduation, we know that we have reservations in NEET exam. And if get MBBS admission and we are qualified with MBBS, so we have 2 degrees, BHMS and MBBS. There are 125 persons, I think, with this graduation in Kerala. Means homeopathy graduation plus MBBS graduation. So the National Medical Commission come into a law that if a doctor is qualified with both these qualification, only one qualified doctor, means only if they have to practice MBBS, they can practice MBBS only. If they are willing to practice BHMS, means homeo, they can practice homeopathy only. That is the law. So this is an injustice and this is unlawful regarding doctor is concerned, because we are practicing for the benefit of the humanity, for helping the poor people. So these type of laws are, I think it is a thinking of a black-minded person, something like that. So we are also fighting against that. We are giving memorandum to Central Ayush Ministry, Central Secretary to Ayush Ministry, and as well as Central Ayush Minister, Central Government, even to Prime Minister, we are giving representation. In our public health bill also, next level of agitation, we are extending our complaint to the central ministers and also the Central Ayush Ministry and also to National Homeopathic Commission. So these type of problems now we are facing. So the thing is that our doctors are, so many doctors, most of the doctors, I think, are not aware of what is happening around us. So that is the importance of the association. If a person come into a member of IHMA, Indian Homeopathic Medical Association, he will surely come in to notice what is happening around him. If a person is not a part of any organization, he will not know, he don't know what is happening around the world and around him. So that is the defect. So I ask every homeopathy doctors to be a part of IHMA, to stream along with IHMA for the betterment of homeopathy. Thank you. Jai IHMA.
Thank you very much, Doctor. Thank you for that encouraging as well as that the gist of everything, and we are trying our best to consolidate all the homeo doctors against this bill. Thank you so much, Doctor, for your presence. Over to you, Preeta Doctor.
Thank you, Dr. Tasneem, for introducing the faculties. And now there's an announcement. I would like to introduce the Torch series. It is a training and orientation for competitive exams in homeopathy. And it is conducted by IHMA Kerala. It's going to be a residential program, and the classes are conducted by eminent personalities and doctors. And I would request all members to spread the word around so that children can join, doctors can join, and make this a successful program. And the last date for registration is the 31st of July. So please spread the word around. Thank you. And now I call upon Dr. Karnan for the vote of thanks.
Hello.
Hello, Karman Doctor.
Dr. Kannan, you're not audible.
Doctor, I think he has lost his connection.
Hello.
Yes, Doctor, you are audible.
Sorry. National President Dr. Roshan Pinto, Dr. Secretary General Dr. Suresh Babu G, IHMA Kerala State President Dr. Shaji Kudi, Secretary Dr. Krishna, Faculty Dr. Nebu, President Thomas, their delegates,
Doctor, audio cut ആകുന്നുണ്ടേ.
Hello, can you hear?
Yes, Doctor, you are now audible.
Hello.
Yes, Doctor.
IHMA National President Dr. Roshan Pinto, Secretary General Dr. G. Suresh Babu, IHMA Kerala State President Dr. Shaji Kuti, my friend Dr. Krishnamar, Secretary, and our President Dr. Suryan Thomas, Faculty Dr. Nebu P. Matthew. ഈ ഡോക്ടേഴ്സ് ഡേയിൽ ഇതുപോലെ ഒരു CME നടത്തുന്നതിന് സംബന്ധിച്ച ബാക്കി നമ്മുടെ ദേശീയ സംസ്ഥാന അംഗങ്ങൾക്ക് എല്ലാവർക്കും ഒറ്റ വാക്കിൽ നന്ദി അറിയിക്കുന്നു. IHMA.
Thank you, Dr. Kannan LV, Secretary, IHMA Pathanamthitta, for the vote of thanks. And now I call upon Dr. Sumi Surendran for introducing the faculty. Over to Dr. Sumi Surendran.
Good evening, everybody. First of all, I would like to wish a very happy Doctors' Day to all the doctors here. On this auspicious day, we got an efficient and a wonderful faculty here today. Dr. Nebu P. Matthew. He took his BHMS degree from Adarashramam Homeopathic Medical College, Kottayam, in the year 2001. Since then, he started his private practice at his hometown, Kumbanara. Throughout his 21-year long career, he stood with IHMA, and he got MD in repertory from Trivandrum Homeopathic Medical College. Also, he had attended various thyroid specialty clinics at Ernakulam and Alappuzha district. Even though for a short period, he worked at Central Research of Institute Homeopathy, Kottayam. During the years from 2009 to 2013, he worked as a medical officer under NRHM in Puramatam Homeo Dispensary. In the year 2013, Dr. Nabu joined in the Department of Homeopathy, and currently he's working as a medical officer at Thiruvananthapuram Government Homeopathic Dispensary. We are honored to get such a wonderful faculty here. I humbly welcome you to take this session, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Sumi Surendran. Now I invite the faculty, Dr. Nebubu Matthew, to enlighten us and enrich us on the topic, Decoding the Mind. Over to you, sir.
Thank you, dear doctors. Thank you for all the kind words about me. First of all, I would like to express my respect to the national leaders, Dr. Roshan Pinto and Dr. Suresh Babu, state leaders, Dr. Shaji Kuti and Dr. Krishna Uva, and the district leaders, Dr. Sunlan Thomas, Dr. Karnan, and all the other dignitaries. I would like to express my thanks to the authorities in Pathanamthitta district to give me an opportunity to present this short presentation. Actually, this is a series, not a single presentation. This is a series, and we have got eminent faculties in our list. And this is just a curtain raiser for the, what's coming in the following months. So, in today's session, actually, the subject is given as decoding the mind. But actually, I am not going much deep into the mental rubrics. Today, I would like to present the importance of repertorization in the homeopathy practice. Actually, in actual practice, many of the homeopaths are not using repertory. Maybe most of them may not use a correct way to use the repertory, or maybe some other reasons. So, actually, two kinds of homeopaths do not need repertory, and one kind is those who are well versed in Media Medica do not need their repertory. Some exceptional rare cases are there. They are well versed in Media Medica. They study thoroughly the Media Medica, and for them there is no need of a repertory. They know each and every medicine by heart, and by hearing the symptoms of the patient itself, they can arrive at a single medicine. And the second category is those practitioners who deal with specifics. So there are many such practitioners also. They use multiple medicines at a time. So they will be giving specifics to each and every complaint the patient telling them. So such persons also don't need a repertory. So when a repertory is needed, is that repertory is just a tool. Repertory is a tool to find a simile. It only helps us to find a single medicine among a sea of medicines for our given patient. That's a function of the repertory. And if we study the repertory in a proper way, it will help us to take the case in perfectly too. For example, if you take the case in detail, you can find the correct rubric somewhere down in the repertory. The patient may not actually tell that symptom to us, but if you write down the sub rubrics and ask in particular lines, you may get the correct symptom. The patient may not be aware of that, but you have to, if you are asking further questions to the patient, you have to cross-check the validity, the actual symptom. That's the only thing. So what I mean to say is that repertory can be used to find a simillimum to avoid confusion. If you are well confident, if you are confident with your selection of case taking, if you are confident in the case taking, and you get a medicine without using repertory, go for it. Never go for a repetition. But if you are not confident after case taking, you can definitely go for a repetition. So in case of a student or young practitioners, it is always better to use repertory. Then because you may not be confident enough at first hand. Otherwise, even if you are confident, that may be a false idea. So it's always better to use a repertory. And repertory, if you study repertory, there are different methods of repetition. In nowadays, there is computer repertories are more in use, so it's more easy. But the computers repertories are may not be always available. So the best method in an OP, especially in a busy OP, will be thumb finger method. You can select at least 2 or 3 rubrics, and opening the repertory, you can select 1 or 2 medicines from this group of symptoms. So while using the repertory, we have to be well versed with the rubrics. And one more thing, by decoding the mind, I'm not giving over importance to the symptoms of the mind. Symptoms of the mind are always important, but do not hunt for them if it's not present. Only if they are clearly present, only the patient clearly expresses such a symptom, or bystanders tell us, or if we clearly observe such a symptom in a patient, we can take mental symptom. Otherwise, there is no need for taking a mental rubric in each and every case of disease. But in case of even some acute diseases, we can get a mental symptom. For example, recently we had a case of fever, and at that day, the patient is very afraid of sound, noise. It's a very particular symptom. During fever, the patient is afraid of fever. So sensitivity to noise is a main symptom. So we have to take a mental symptom in a fever, acute case. But this may not be the case in all cases. So do not give over importance to the mental symptom. But if it is present, it is very important to the selection of a final medicine. So today we are dealing with the mental rubrics of Kent's repertory. So while studying the rubrics, we have to take into you have to understand that we cannot take a rubric as such. At first, we have to take the case in detail, and we have to write down the symptom as we understand it. That's very important. We do not write it in the rubric form. We have to write it in the plain language, so that on rethinking, we may have to change the rubric. So write down the symptom in plain language. So then there are numerous medicines in the repertory with similar meaning. So we have to think why so many different rubrics. In the first portion itself, you will get it. The first rubric in the Kenneth repertory, if you open the Kenneth repertory, is abandoned. There is no medicine that. The cross reference given is forsaken. And second medicine is abrupt. And third rubric is absent-minded. Fourth is absorbed, and fifth is abstraction of mind. So these 3 rubrics, the last 3 rubrics clearly explain what I mean. Absent-minded, absorbed, and abstraction of mind. These 3 rubrics are very closely related. If we look into the main medicines and the number of medicines, you can see that absent-minded has a most number of medicines, around say 100 medicines are there. Then come absorb. it has a much less medicines compared to the absent-minded, around 50. And abstraction of mind is some more or less medicines, nearly 20 to 30 medicines. So as we all know, they are very closely related. So why such a big man like Kent made 3 rubrics with 3 set of medicine for this somewhat similar meaning? So we have to think deeply into that, and there is some subtle changes, subtle difference in the meaning of these 3 rubrics. We can come into that. Before that, abrupt is the first medicine with medicines in Kent's repertoire. First rubric I said abandoned is cross-reference rubric only, forsaken, see forsaken. That's right. So it can be explained while studying forsaken. Abrupt is a medicine with 2 medicines only, natramur 1 mark and tarantula 2 mark. The actual word meaning is unexpectedly sudden. The movements or every action of the patient will be unexpectedly sudden. This we can observe in many patients. I have seen in many patients. The cross-reference not seen in Kent's repertoire. In other repertoires like synthesis, there are answering abruptly, answering hastily, answering snappishly, hurry. Such medicine rubrics can be used as cross-reference. So when you write down the symptom, and after referring all these cross-reference rubric, you can arrive at the correct rubric. And abrupt is a rubric given in Kent's repertoire. Only 2 medicines are there. So when only 2 medicines are given in a repertoire, it cannot be used for proper repertorization. Why? It will give a wrong analysis. So we can use this as a final differentiating rubric, not for common proper repertorization. Similarly, absent-minded is a large rubric, as I said already. But this large rubric is also not suitable for proper repertorization. It will not give a proper result. So what you have to do is search for a correct sub-rubric from the rubric absent-minded. And then we can find a rubric with moderate number of medicines, and we can select that medicine for our repertorization. Then we can study the comparison of absent-minded, absorbed, and abstraction. Here there is miasmatic influences are also there, but the difference between these 3 rubrics are the thought content of the patient when he is listening to the particular, when he is attending a particular program. For example, now all of you are listening to this class, but when you are thinking about some other ideas, or you're thinking about tomorrow's programs or something like that, in such cases, all these rubrics are coming. In absent-minded, many ideas are crowding in his mind, and he is not attending to the present situation. He may be attending a class, but he is thinking about what is for today's lunch and things like that. So such many ideas are crowding in his mind, and so he is attending to the present situation. Such is a case in case of absent-minded. That's a very common rubric, and there is not very much deep pathology in such cases. Absent-minded, psoric background is there, and this is a very common symptom where the cross-reference rubric that can come forgetful, concentration difficult, mistakes making. These are the common cross-reference rubrics coming. And the second rubric, absorb, is commonly seen in geniuses. So that people are, if they are engaged in certain thoughts, they think deeply into the subject and they forget about the present situation. In such cases, only one thought process is running in his mind, and he is not attending to the present situation. In such cases, the rubric to be taken is absorbed. Here also, there is no much deep pathology involved in that case, because he is actually thinking about something else. He's not addressing the present situation, but he is thinking about something else. And on a stroke or on calling his name, he come back to his present situation. So there is a second rubric, absorbed, and the medicines are less. The 3-mark medicines are almost similar. And the third rubric is abstraction of mind. In this rubric, there is a deep pathology involved, and the number of medicines are less. And here, the ideal example given of this rubric is given in Nux Mosqueta, hence lectures on Metaphysics in Nux Mosqueta. A housewife is doing all the chores in his home by all herself. And when somebody holds her for a second, for a minute, he forgets what all things she was doing and what all things she's going to do. So there is a disconnection in the train of thought. That's the process of abstraction of mind. There is no thought in the patient's mind, and he or she is distracted from the present situation. One of my patients expressed a symptom like this. She was going to cross a road, a busy road, and while she was going to cross, a bus came on that way. She stopped there. But even after the bus gone, she was still standing there. She was actually, she forgot, or she was not, this idea didn't came into her mind that he has to cross the road. That's the rubric for abstraction of mind. This, if some patient express the symptom, it is definitely a sign of deep pathology in our terms. Not a pathology in the sense of actual pathology, but in our sense, it's a deep pathology. The patient is more disturbed in his mind. Other symptoms are just minor mental rubrics, but this is a serious symptom. Even small children are also expressing this rubric, and there's maybe some other reasons are there, but we don't have to probe much deep into the reasons in such cases, because the difference between psychoanalysis and homeopathy is that psychoanalysis probes the symptom until they find the exact cause of this disease or symptom. But for us, if we get a clear symptom, we can stop the probing there, because our aim to probe the symptom is to find a correct rubric, and so that we can find a correct medicines. If we get a correct rubric and correct symptomatology, then we don't have to go deep into the ailments, the causative factor there. Causative factors are important in many ways. Even in acute disease, it's more important. Even in chronic disease, they are important. But if we get clear symptoms, we can stop the probing there, and we can select the rubric and do the repetitions. So always select the rubric correctly. And yes, a carefully selected rubric clearly indicates the personality of the patient, the pathology of the disease, and the miasm of the patient. All three are included in the repertory. So if we take the rubric correctly, we can select the correct minimum based on this rubric. For example, in these three rubrics, we also already studied absent-minded, absorbed, and abstract. We find a patient with somewhat similar meaning, somewhat similar symptom. And on deep questioning or on taking further cases, we can, if we find a syphilitic change in many of the symptomatology, then we can think deep into the first three rubrics, and maybe abstraction of mind may be the correct rubric applicable to that patient. If syphilitic change is present in this total symptomatology, because although absent-minded and absorbed are soric expression, abstraction of mind is a syphilitic symptom, because destruction of mental cells. That's the reason for abstraction. Syphilitic rubric is syphilitic miasm is for districtory rubric, districtory pathologies. Similarly, for example, not in the mental rubric, thyroid disease. Mostly of the thyroid disease are belong to psoriatic pathology, right? But Hashimoto's thyroiditis is very common nowadays. But it's a syphilitic pathology. Why? There is destruction of thyroid cells are there. That's why syphilitic pathology is commonly attributed to the development of Hashimoto's thyroiditis. Similarly, is a case of abstraction of mind. Syphilitic miasm is behind this rubric. And next rubric is abusive. Abusive, the third meaning is clearly explainable. Verbal attacks on persons or things. That's the meaning of abusive. And cross offense are censorious, cursing, quarrelsome, rage, insulting, etc. Censorious is not actually abusive. Cursing is very much related to abusive. And censorious, actually the person find fault in others and they knows them. They let them know that they found the fault. That's the reason for censorious rubric. But cursing and abusive are very similar in meaning. And I think the time is almost up. Time is almost up. 5 minutes past 10, and I think I can stop here. So I would like to ask all of the persons who joined here to wait for the following sessions by eminent faculties, and you will get for continuous medical education program in our home itself. Thank you for letting me this opportunity.
Thank you, Dr. Nebu, for this practical as enriching, and as the faculty rightly told in the beginning of the session itself, it's just a curtain raiser, and we'd like to have more sections from eminent doctors like Dr. Nebu, who is well versed in the rubric selection. And I would like to thank each one of you who attended this Doctor's Day program. And before we wrap up, I invite all the faculties, if there's any doubts, to ask to Dr. Nebu. I presume there are no doubts from the audience. So once again, I thank all of you, and good night and happy Doctor's Day once again. Thank you.
Thank you all. Thank you. Thank you and good night, everyone.